Railway Operations, Episode 2, Sight Glass Replacement. So, a lot of you might have seen the unfortunate incident that happened during the trial of the new solid fuel. Kate's sight glass had started cracking during the trial. And after talking to my good friend Raymond, the Class 47 Productions, he told me to get a new glass ASAP, because he had the same problem with his engine. In this video, I will be demonstrating how you repair said sight glass. So, first of all, I started by draining Kate's boiler of all water. Now, it doesn't matter if there's just a little bit of water left. However, as long as there's no water in the sight glass, that should be fine. Next thing I did was I unscrewed the two small brass screws on the boiler's backplate, which can be very stiff to get off. I actually used quite a lot of strength to get them off. However, don't be too forceful, because otherwise it might damage the screws. When the brass screws were removed, then the backplate should drop off, which you can see here. Once the sight glass itself is exposed, gently pry off the glass and washer. However, do be warned, as the screwdriver may damage the washer if you're not too careful. So, throughout this step, do be very careful not to damage anything. When the sight glass is out, remove the washer and inspect the glass for further damage. Here you can see that the glass is burnt due to many years of use. The next thing I did was to make sure that the glass was the right size for the engine, and indeed it was. Then I spent about 10 minutes trying to get the washer onto the glass and into place without the washer falling off, which is easier said than done, as you can probably see here. After all that, I put the back plate back into place and hand threaded the screws so everything would stay in place whilst moving the engine onto the table. And then I screwed the screws the rest of the way in. Once everything was assembled and checked for leaks, I filled the boiler up to the mark and started checking for leakages. Any water leakage may well lead to steam leaks and potential burns as well. So for your own safety, if you do see any water leaks, take the back plate off and start the process all over again. When you know that the back plate is leak free, put 2 solid fuel tablets in the fire tray and light them, and quickly shovel it into the firebox. When the engine has got a good head of steam and sounds sort of like a kettle, give it a celebratory hoot on the whistle. And put the reverser in gear and test if the engine still works, which it very, very likely still will. To ensure the water glass has no steam leaks at full pressure, leave the engine stationary for a bit so it has time to raise up above pressure. I let the fire run out, but only do this if there's enough water in the boiler, because if there isn't enough water in the boiler, it could cause some serious damage and potential harm to yourself. After the fire has gone out, clean the footplate and inspect the sight glass for leakages. If there are no leaks in the sight glass, the engine is all set and ready for many more years of service. This was a step-by-step video on how to replace a broken sight glass. I really hope this was helpful. Thank you very much for watching, and this is Steam Tracks Productions signing off.